Hey guys, and welcome back to Threads where, man, I'm tired today. I don't even know why. Specifically today as well. I'm not sure why I'm so fucking tired, but I am. I think I'm tired all the time, but I actually got good sleep last night. I'm still tired, so I don't fucking understand. But welcome back to Threads. Threads episode 20, if I'm correct. If I didn't super merge the previous two episodes into one, it should be episode 20. If I did, whoops. I haven't edited those yet, so fucking whoops, this is actually episode 19, but welcome back. If you saw last week's video about Hekate Station, this weird website that was really fucking strange and probably won't come out to be a very good video because I just stumbled my fucking way through the website trying to figure out what the fuck was going on without any clue of what the fuck was going on. I'm very punctual with my language, but I didn't know what the hell was going on. I just kept stumbling through it trying to find shit, and to no avail, I didn't find anything. But this was actually the thread which I found it on. Now, I haven't read over the thread. I just saw the link to the website and took that. I haven't actually read over the website or anything. Read over the thread, I should say, or anything. I don't know anything about this thread. I don't know. When I wanted to go into the website blind, and then I wanted to go into this thread blind as well, so I just kind of did it like that. But let's just cut through the bullshit. This week on Threads, we're on X. You know, I don't even know if I'll put an annotation in the last time we've actually been on a thread that wasn't on X. It's probably been a while, if I can think, probably at least 5 episodes, but we're on X Paranormal. Thread doesn't have a name. I'm not sure why. Some of them usually do. Thread was posted on Friday, 10th of April 2020 at like 12:47 a.m. Thread number is 246-712-83. So our dude writes, I recently found this bundle of weirdness, linking to the website hekatestation.net. After doing a bit of research and with the help of a few anons, I found out I live very close to the area this all takes place in. Does anyone know if it's been solved or if anyone has found anything? I'd love to go hiking tomorrow, and if anyone has requests, I'll happily go out and post pics of what I find. And he posts a picture of this. I'm not sure how this is in relation to Hekate Station, except that that's the symbol on the website. We saw that one pretty early on. I think that was a mouse hover over, and whatever it was, it would change to that symbol. I visited the page, but wouldn't risk downloading any of the zip files. Can you tell us what is in them? This piqued my curiosity. Yeah, I didn't do that. I downloaded like 5. I wiped them off my computer pretty soonly after, but I did download quite a few files from that just to try to get into them. I never did. The zip file is one of many associated with this rabbit hole. The first one you're talking about is a really long handwritten journal. It looked like it was schizoed onto the page frantically, and it talks about ceremonies performed in specific locations. The PDF requires a password, and it scrolls backwards. Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? We were on that website for oh god, now it makes... We're gonna slightly go back to the website because now I'm gonna show it because now it kind of fucking makes sense. That's stupid though. So yeah, here's the website. The hint was skulls with an arrow pointing backwards. It just meant skulls backwards. So that's such a dumbass hint though, but god damn, that's stupid though, man. Because I thought it meant like 6 skulls or something, but it didn't. He also posts this picture, so it's of skulls. I'm not sure. We might have to download that file and try and see what's on it. This will almost be a mixed episode of me like potentially bouncing back and forth between the website and the thread to see what I can find and what we can actually unlock from it. So here's the file. We're going to enter in skulls backwards, and since I'm an idiot, I'll probably mess this up. Pictures. God damn, there are actually quite a few pictures on here. So I'm going to start from the first one, which is this one. Scrolling through them, you're really just getting scenic pictures and nothing much else. Like, I don't even know where the hell this would be. It's a beautiful place, honestly. We got a bag, and then continuing to go, rocks placed over the bag, I'm guessing. A picture of a skull, and then how he covered it up. And then you got more rocks, another skull with money next to it. That's probably in relation to something. Where the skull is, put a rock over it. More skulls, and he's pretty much just showing where he put them. And he blurs out something on that one for whatever reason. A lot of fucking pictures, I might add. Like, I'm scrolling through a lot of pictures. Like, skulls, just a lot of pictures of skulls. I can't imagine how in-depth this is. There's so many skulls, and they're probably all related to the whole ARG in some way. It's a beautiful place, so I really like the look of it. I don't know where it is, like I said. Send it to the trash can, and hopefully the demons will stay out of they can just rock in the trash can for now. Those skulls are identical and look like a resin cast. It says also there are different skulls, not saying that makes them real, but they are different. The journals plainly state that the skulls are not real human skulls. This is the the area I'm planning on wandering around. We have a map screenshot of it, I think. He does post the coordinates though, so we'll check that out. Where the fuck are we? I'm gonna guess we're somewhere in California if I had to guess. That is fucking crazy though. But they put the symbol so big that you can see it on Google Maps. Like right there. That is crazy. Riverside County, California is what it says. Looks like this location is in Rock Springs Mountain Reserve Park. It's like the bottom of hook of California near San Diego. Near San Diego. This is a link to the zip file with one handwritten journal. Password is Venus, so we're going to look into that a little bit. And it is 70 pages. Holy fuck. That's a lot of dedication to an arc, to be honest. Like 70 pages worth of shit. Yeah, look at all this shit. There's a lot of like depth to be putting into like an arc, dude. Someone dumped like so much effort into this shit, and like somebody read through all of this too, which is kind of fucking nuts, but I digress. Gotta give whoever the fuck created this credit. It's got some depth to it. Content of maps.zip, so we'll check this out. So we have some landscape shots, a rock with a symbol on it, looks like, and we have a hole. Is that a hole? It looks like a hole drilled into a rock. It has markers on Google Maps. You can clearly see like road names and shit like that. From the journals of his that I've read so far, I can't really tell what his motive is for doing any of this, as in the creator of the website. It really seems like he knows what he's doing and he's consistent. It really seems like he's sincere about what he's trying to do. I mean, to create all of this is truly a fucking task. The hiking required to scout for spots, the knowledge of web page creation and security to create this and keep it hidden, the knowledge of actual rituals and symbolism associated with it, the painstaking handwriting of the schizo journals. This is a ton of consistent fucking effort for something. And yeah, if this is an ARG, this is a really fucking in-depth ARG. If it's not, then yeah, you know, it's just a guy going fucking insane, to be honest. Look out for any crossroads. Those are very likely places where there are things hidden. I think I found them, and I definitely plan on stop by pick related, and he circles where he plans to stop by, like on under the highway. Alright, 3 a.m. I'm going to go to bed, but I think I've made a decent map to follow for tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have epic bread to show for it. Post a picture of Google Maps and where he plans to stop. Stops at the crossroads, the black magic ceremony apparently, the camera shot that I think we saw earlier. Before I go to bed, I figured I'd leave these journal PDFs of his here for anyone that wants a decent read. The passwords are in bracket, and he posts all of the journals with all the passwords, which if all of them are 70 pages long, I couldn't imagine anyone ever reading over all of them. That would be ridiculous. Okay, so it's noon where I am, and the rain has been a steady heavy downpour. There's no hiking in my future today, so I'll wait one more day. After some more Google Earthing, I found this. Not sure about the symbol, but it's in the same rocky area up on the hill as the other stuff I've been finding. Post a picture on Google Earth. It's crazy how you can see this shit on Google Earth. Whoever made this made it big enough on a rock they can see it from Google Earth. That's fucking nuts, but it's a symbol and it says RJ. Dude, you need to check out this file too. Maps with specific locations, password Arana, so I've already punched that in on there. It's got 6 pictures. It says nothing buried here, area too exposed. Again, nothing buried here due to location. You're seeing that symbol over and over, and I'm guessing this is specific locations where shit is buried. Found it and marked it for my journey. We'll check out. Post a screenshot of Google Maps and the symbol. The overpasses are the crossroads, right? I plan on strolling through and taking pics for sure. Yes, the Hekate Station should be below them. Not sure if the drawings he made are still there. Book 2 will help identify some stuff. The Vulture Rock is this pic, linking back to the picture we've already seen. It is the focus point for an area devoted to Duke Murmur. The Ghoul Chair is a stair made of stones nearby. Started mapping stuff from the journal onto the crossroads. We'll search extensively. Posting a picture, that's the crossroads, and the crossroads, that's the picture. Yeah, pinpoints a few areas. Apparently there's a wrecked truck from the journal, maybe? I'm not sure though. Found some symbols in signature white paint where something is supposed to be buried at the crossroads. He's talking about those symbols right there. All the pictures in the skulls zip have dates ranging from December 2009 to June 2010. Most are from December, February, and June. This is an extensive project. There's one exception which was taken in 2014, pic related. This photo is also also the only one without the camera make being dates and times incorrect, or the camera model being within 48 hours of correct values. Either the XF data is wrong, or this one photo was added nearly 4 years after the others. Maybe they went back and collected the skulls after those 4 years. Any chance these dates correspond to moon cycles, a specific religious calendar, days of saints, or some other system? And he's talking about this picture right here. I was skeptical that these notebooks were actually written backwards, but there are some serious inconsistencies in the way many of the letters are made. I circled a few of the differences here. Either the photos are flipped and they were originally written normally, or the guy got good at writing backwards. I would argue the latter, as there are a lot of spots you can see that he deviates from his normal way of writing. He's talking about this and how the letters are inconsistent. Okay, going to bed. I have my path ready for tomorrow. I'll try to hit as many spots as I can, but there's so many I doubt I can get to them all in one day. Wish me luck, guys. And he marks all the locations. Yeah, that's a bit of a fucking adventure to hit all of those places, so I doubt he will. So the next day, on the 11th of April 2020 at 12 o'clock, the OP posts on my way with a sideways picture of the highway driving. I don't know why these people always post pictures of them driving. I'm trying to post, but my phone pics are too big for 4chan to upload, so I'll have to wait till I get home to upload. I'm at the crossroads and have found a car bumper, paint rollers, and a few things our Anon has left for us. Most of it is painted over though. There was a random hobo where something should have been buried, but I didn't want to dig up a skull in front of this guy and potentially freak him out. Circle back to the skull later. If you can find it, that'd be amazing. Will do. So I'm at the ghoul stairs. What do? Posting a picture of himself, I guess, yeah. I started getting pretty lightheaded from the heat and all the running, climbing I was doing, plus I had to take a shit. So I'm home now. I'm sorting through the pics now and making them not sideways. Bear with me. Someone posts thread continued here, so we have another thread with the pictures, I'm guessing. What the fuck? I stopped visiting X for a year and this shit happened. What the fuck? I go to UCR. I love doing all this spooky shit. We even had a paranormal club for a little bit. Can anyone give me a quick rundown? Hekate Station is a site or a maze of sites with various encrypted PDF and zip files. Passwords can be determined by figuring out the clues on each page. Files include journals about ceremonies, famously a crossroad dedication to Hekate, a stream of consciousness poems written in mirror script. All of this is handwritten. There's hundreds of pages. Photos showing various ceramic skulls in process of being buried. Maps, graphic novels, PDFs, and slideshows of an occult flavor. And that was the last post on the thread, posted on 12th of April 2020 at 7:14. So the thread lasted about 2 days and 7 hours. But now we're going to move on to the follow-up thread where the OP posts all of the pictures. So this is the follow-up thread posted on 11th of April 2020, 6 o'clock. Thread number is 2468. 3667. I am the OP of the Hekate Station.net exploration thread, and this is the thread I'll be posting my findings in. Pic related, it's the entrance to the crossroads, showing the picture of the crossroads and a lot of fucking graffiti. It's California, so I guess it makes sense. So the entrance to the crossroads is pretty much just covered in tagging. Despite it being daytime, it's pretty dark and hard to see anything in detail until you actually enter the overpass. Took pics of anything I found to be painted with a roller as described in his journals. Post a picture, a lot of graffiti. His sigils and whatnot are pretty old, so most of it has been painted over, but it's easy to tell where it was painted over. Also more weird tagging done with rollers as described in journal number 2, and showing some symbols. I'm trying the best to upload these in order, but they're getting shuffled around in the process of compressing the files down. There are homeless camps all over the place, past the entrance closest to the field. Nice enough people. I talked to one of the guys that was living in this all-black pedo van and asked him if he heard of any of skulls being buried, and he said something about a chicken farm near a place called the Shoelace, and if you walk around there's supposed to be lots of bodies. He said you can smell them if you walk around enough. I immediately cut the convo and got the fuck back to the inside of the overpasses to take more pics because he knew way too much for my comfort. More symbols painted with a roller. There was a random trash and debris everywhere, which wasn't surprising. What was surprising was the random jackets and t-shirts that were hanging on the wire railings below the support columns. I didn't want to disturb anyone, so I peeked and saw nothing worth taking a pic. It seems like the guy writing his journal ain't lying when he says that there's a whole bunch of homeless and taggers frequenting the area. Also, the camps are exactly where he says they are in the map files. And there's another symbol with a roller. I know what he's talking about now, like an actual roller. Even more covered up paint roller shit. Not sure this is whether it's a random tagger or a cultist friend. In the corners were piles of literal shit. It was fresh too. I'll upload, but why would you upload that? The feel of this area is pretty unwelcoming. In all honesty, only one way to run if shit got real. So if anyone with knowledge of any of the symbols I upload can elaborate on what they are, that would be the best thing in the world because I found a ton. This is a pic of the length of the crossroads. In the bottom left corner of this pic on the actual railroad track itself, there is some white tagging, which there seems to be a lot of. I didn't take any pics because it wasn't described in his journals and wasn't the same consistency of paint from his other stuff I found. He seems to be pretty consistent with the paint he uses. And we have another picture, and then that's the white. Yeah, that's what he's talking about right there. This is a pic from the under the bridge taken in 2015. It's in white and looks like the journal's drawings. However, places that get tagged a lot get painted over all the time. Doubt anything is still there. Here's a photo of the graffiti with skulls, little spooky men. We're not in October yet. Well, actually, probably by the time this video's up, it is probably October, so spooky season. Just realized the green graffiti says Loki. Really want to go back and look harder for this now. The Hekate guy mentions a Loki a bunch in his journals. Found a few paint rollers as well as a few burnt ones near the homeless camps. I didn't take pics of those because I was already wearing a face mask and didn't want to start a conflict. Keep in mind, everything I'm doing looks very suspicious. I have a stick/pickaxe with me. The lockdown face mask doesn't help me look any less sketchy either. I noticed some glow-in-the-dark paint just like the journal described on the far right. However, it seems to be buried under tons of other shit. This was the story with the most of his sigils and whatnot, but there were a few that were still around. The glow-in-the-dark paint is pretty hard to spot when you're there, and also looking over your shoulder at every little noise. That's another thing. These overpasses have holes in the ceiling of where a fuck ton of bats live. You could hear them rustling around in between the concrete, and it definitely sets the mood. He posted another picture of the graffiti. Not sure where the glow-in-the-dark paint is that he's talking about. It's somewhere there, but like, it's weird that this guy made an arg about being on an underpass where he puts his symbols, but it's like that's like the most popular place to like tag shit, so it would get covered up pretty quick. There's a pic near the end of the crossroads away from the field of sigils. In the journal, our schizo friend describes a truck that fell off the overpass and landed near the train tracks. He describes it as a truck that he couldn't tell the color of it, but he knew it wasn't white, but that the rear bumper was in the middle of the railroad tracks. I found a bumper. I don't know if it's from the truck, but it is a pretty big coincidence. Posting a picture of the bumper he was talking about. It is for sure from our Hekate Station friend. It is his signature white scrawl. I'd know it anywhere. This guy seems to use different paint than the taggers too. Like this rabbit hole has been around for what I heard to be 5 to 6 years, and the sickles on the rocks I'll be uploading in a few are still around and very visible, saying that that is very clearly his tagging style. I don't even know what the fuck that says. From what the journal describes, this is the area where something is buried. I was about to start digging when I heard someone cough. I looked down the hall of dark, and after my eyes adjusted, I could see some dude just laying there at the top of the slope near the ceiling, just chilling. I didn't want to dig up a skull in front of a guy, so I said sorry for coming up on him, and I bounced. We'll return. Looks like that's it for the crossroads. I pretty much got out of there as soon as I saw that homeless guy near the burial site. Now I was heading towards where that three-sided swastika thing is supposed to be. After my failure to find that three-sided swastika thing, I decided to move on to Vulture Rock. There's not much going on up there except for the sickle, but I can see why this person chose this spot, totally hidden from the houses around. The only way to be seen is from the freeway. I looked and looked, but could see no rocks that looked familiar from the pics of skulls. I was alone, so the camera work was bound to be shit as far as selfies. And he shows a picture of himself with the symbol in the corner. Here's a better pic of Vulture Rock, and here's the symbol again. After pickaxing the dirt underneath a bit, I started to hit rocks. So there, I didn't seem to be anything buried there. I moved on. That's when I found the bears, which is random ass bears in the middle of nowhere. That's kind of fucking spooky, dude. After shaking and poking the bear a little, I noticed back was torn open. Nothing was inside. That's really fucking strange. Turns out the ghoul chair is still intact. Pretty impressive for the amount of time it's been here. And that's the chair apparently. It looks like a bunch of rocks to me though. Okay, those are all the pictures. I have the area so so far. I'll be going back soon. Here's the trail I made and was following. I made about halfway from the crossroads. I still have the actual mountain to hike around. So there was a new thread posted right here, and this thread ended on the 13th of April 2020 at 9 o'clock. So the thread lasted for about a little under 2 days, about a day and a half. And this is a third thread. I thought I'd be able to wrap this up a bit quickly with 2 threads, but I didn't know there was a third one. But this one posted on the 12th of April 2020 at 6:37 p.m. Thread number is 24692300. It is a continuation of Hekate Station exploration thread here. I went back today. So I started my journey at the Vulture Rock this time. My plan was to go there towards the mountain itself. While I was walking around Vulture Rock, there was a crunching of glass and rocks that I was stepping on. So it took me a little time to notice that I was standing on an offering. This wasn't there yesterday. I got signed it. I found proof of life on the mystery still. I started looking around for more but couldn't find anything. There were a few skulls just like this on the site along these black rocks. Not sure what they are, but there were a bunch. I did my best to leave everything where it was. Also, important to note, the skull is clay with a hole in the middle from top to bottom, like they are part of a necklace. Showing this with a little that's just a little nonsense like plastic skulls. After walking around some more, I found a headless toy skeleton that I think was supposed to be in the middle of the symbol in the rock where the offering was, but it was on the side like it had been there for some time and rolled away naturally. I picked it up and placed it with the rest of offerings and gave him a head with a clay skull nearby. So after this, I decided to call it a day. I was losing daylight and the clouds looked like rain, so I figured I'd better climb down while I can. This is a pic of where I got to and the rest of the arm of the mountain I was climbing. That isn't even the top either. Climbing this made me realize how fucking monstrous of a task this is. This guy is doing this at night. Like, how the fuck? It's kind of hard to wrap my head around. Even with a flashlight, this has to be so fucking dangerous. One slip is all it would take to die. It's pretty intimidating to climb during the day. What the fuck is somebody thinking doing this at night? This puts a new perspective on the commitment our Hekate Station friend is putting forth. Anyways, this is the last pic I took on this trip. We'll go back at some point. When I got there this time, I parked on this dirt turnout thing near the mountain. I decided to stop at Vulture Rock. Now that I had more familiarity with the area, it seems like the best starting point, and people on the Discord were posting pics from Hekate Station, so I felt I had a strong chance of uncovering something this time. Armed with an actual shovel instead of my hiking stick this time, and 2 ibuprofens, my body was ready. Apparently this is next day. I think the thread was on the 12th. Yeah, he went back the next day on the 13th. After that, I was ready to admit defeat today. I dug around 7 or 8 holes, all of them roughly 2 to 2.5 feet deep. About as deep as the holes looking in the pics, but I also hit a new rock every couple of inches. Even digging here is fucking ridiculously hard. It gives me newfound respect for the orchestrators of this mystery. Digging into hard-packed gravel at night on a fucking mountain, carrying a container big enough to hold human skulls. None of this is easy to do, and the vast amounts of nothing I'm finding is very discouraging. Well, that's it for my journey today. It will take a couple of days for me to return. Most of my body parts are screaming, and I need to heal up. So that was pretty much the end of this series of threads on this guy's little adventure into Hekate Station and the site where it occurred. Pretty interesting shit. This arc in general, these were good threads, but this arc in general is pretty crazy shit, to be honest. The fact that it's been going on for like 5 or 6 years, there's a lot of depth to it. If you saw the Hekate Station video, that there's a lot of shit going on there. But yeah, this was a series of threads kind of digging into what was going on there, maybe a little bit. The whole thing is fucking confusing. I don't know if I want to actually do like maybe a big ass video on it, but I doubt, because it's just so big. It's to the point where it's almost like Alex from Tennessee, where it just started getting so deep that it wasn't even worth reading into. That's kind of what Hekate Station is in my mind personally. It just got to a point where it's like too much, and there was a lot of shit that I cut out of that video because it was just like there's so much shit that's irrelevant and people kept digging into it. But that was a Hekate Station exploration thread. Pretty interesting series of threads. Kind of underwhelming, to be honest, but honestly, after Chicago Crab, everything is going to be fucking underwhelming, because that was an amazing thread. But thank you very much for watching. Until next time, I'll see you. Stay chill.